Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on Boxing. Evening boxing from Japan, morning boxing for you people from the US of A. Hopefully you're awake like Lily. She's ready to go. Right, Lily? Today we're looking at Norman defending his WBO 147-pound title versus Jin Sasaki. In Japan, should be a big fight. Obviously, it talks a lot about Norman right now and his lack of marketability really in America, where Top Rank felt that the best potential fight available for him was to bring him to Japan to defend his title against Jin Sasaki. Jin Sasaki, who obviously is ranked highly at 147 pounds, but nobody right now really thinks 147 pounds is representing, right? To be factual, the 147-pound division is pretty weak right now. One of the best things about it is obviously the moving of Haney, Ryan Garcia, potentially Teofimo Lopez, maybe even Richardson Hitchens moving to the division, which brings 4 young American fighters to the division. Knock on wood that goes as expected, and that's potentially going to bring a lot of new energy into this division. But as things stand now, Boots Ennis, the number one most exciting fighter and the biggest marketable fighter in the division, just moved up to 154 pounds after becoming a unified champion at 147. You got Mario Barros cherry picking 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao coming out of 4 years of retirement. And then what else you got? The fight we have today, which is obviously Brian Norman Jr., 27-0, fighting Jin Sasaki, 19-1-1. Brian Norman, obviously a young brother, only 24 years of age, 21 knockouts in 27 fights. So, not a bad resume. When we look at some of the people he's fought now, Quinton Randall, Jesus Campos, Giovanni Santillan, Derek Cuevas, not the who's who of top 147-pound fighters. But to be fair, it's not a selection of bums either. Jin Sasaki, on his part, 19-1-1, 23 years of age, 17 knockouts, lost once already at 140 pounds, all the way back in 2021 when he fought Andy Hiroka at 144 catch weight. Ended up getting knocked out by Andy Hiroka in the 11th round for the Japanese Boxing Commission Japanese Super Lightweight title and the WBO Asian Pacific Super Lightweight title at a catch weight. Makes you wonder. Since then, he's bounced back with a good win over Joe Nonai, 23-3-2. Ex-world champion Kita Ibarra, 26-4-1. And then a lot of domestic level competition. So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly he is doing at this division. Is he a real one? We have to wait and see. But obviously Thursday night fights, wow, you got to love it. I'm excited. Obviously, we just had a fight on the undercard for, I think, a minimum weight vacant title. And it was a okay fight. But as I was watching it, scrolling here, scrolling there, I can't say that I was overly overwhelmed by the action or the excitement. This was for the IBF World Light Flyweight title. Simsuri, 38-1 Thai fighter, ended up upsetting the Filipino fighter Christian Araneta, 25-2 by split decision. I don't know if it was even that close, but it is what it is. We will see. Obviously, we're excited to see Norman get back in the ring. Jump in, join the crew. Let's talk about boxing today. I saw Showbiz, who obviously is now working with DAZN. He was on his channel, and he was talking about exactly what potentially is going on with Devin Haney. And this is the question, right? Devin Haney's dad ain't helping with all his social media back and forth. But the question is, who is Devin Haney going to fight next? Obviously, the fight that was supposed to happen was supposed to be the rematch with him and Ryan Garcia. But based on his poor performance and Ryan Garcia's even worse performance, getting beat by Rolly Romero, that fight is obviously off the table, right? So now it begs to hearken, what's next for Devin Haney. It would have seemed natural that he would take on Rolly Romero, the man who beat Devin Haney. Beat Ryan Garcia. But for some reason, that fight doesn't seem really viable. Then, of course, it seemed likely that they were going to fight the other top name fighter on that card, which would have been Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, who's a 140-pound champion. So at the same time, even though he was calling out Bruce Ennis at 147 and Bud Crawford at 154, you'd figure fighting Devin Haney at 147 wouldn't really be that big of a deal. But apparently that fight fell through. We just had Richardson Hitchens call out Devin Haney after his big victory over George Kambosos this past weekend. And it seems as if Richard Hitchens, even after calling him out, according to Devin Haney's daddy, they ain't really interested in making that fight either. I've seen on social media today, don't quote me on this, but let me know if you've heard something similar. I heard potentially the next fight for Devin Haney is going to be against Norman if he's able to get through Sasaki today. And in reality, I think that's a great fight. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. for his WBO world title. Great fight. Out of all the potential opponents available, that one does seem probably one of the more marketable and exciting fights. There's Devin Haney, his dad on Cigar Talk. Like, this dude is really so cringe. He's the one that brings a lot of negativity to his son. And not just him. I stated this about all these fucking dudes, man. Whether we're talking about Tio's dad, Haney's dad, fucking Robert Guerrero's dad, fucking Garcia's dad. These dudes are so cringe. It becomes hard to actually support these fighters because we don't hear so much from the fighters. We consistently hear from their dad. David Benavidez' his dad as well. These dads just need to shut the fuck up. Nobody's tuning in to listen to these guys. Literally, this dude, Devin Haney's dad, is all over, fucking talking out his ass constantly. And all people want to do is see Devin Haney fight and impress. That's it. That's it. Make the fights and impress. To Devin Haney's credit, generally he's made the fights. The part that hasn't always been true is the impressive part. Most people feel he lost to Lomachenko. People were very disappointed with his very negative performance against Ramirez. He had some less than stellar performances as well in his career. Obviously, he had some good performances. The Regis Prograis performance was stellar, spectacular. By and far, I think, the best performance of Devin Haney's career. But then again, styles do make fights, right? But let me know in the comment section below, what would you guys like to see Devin Haney do next? Because showbiz is acting as if somehow boxing is sort of pushing him out and blackballing him. And I don't think if boxing is blackballing him, I think Devin Haney is blackballing himself. Let's put things into the true situation. After that less than stellar performance against Ryan Garcia, which of course he was rescued because Ryan got caught using PEDs, which of course made the victory no longer relevant because it no longer counted. So, the worst performance of Devin Haney's career is no longer something we need to pay attention to. Even though if you've seen it, you can't help not see it. After that fight, instead of jumping back, right, getting back in the ring, getting the rust knocked off, building his confidence after that less than stellar performance, he ended up basically locking himself out of the game for one whole year. For Ryan Garcia, we understand he was suspended because of PED use. But why was Devin Haney out of the ring for so long? Literally, he suspended himself. And we just got to listen to his dad talk shit for fucking a year. This is not the way to build up your brand. Nobody is interested in listening to your fucking dad unless they're an LDBC channel. The majority of boxing fans would rather listen to you and see you make fights. That's it. We don't need to listen to your daddy stroke your ego. Not at all, right? So after basically being out of the ring for a year, Finally, he comes back on the Ryan Garcia undercard to build up the big rematch. But the question is, why didn't he come back earlier? He was the WBC champion. He could have fought Sandor Martin to defend his title. Sandor Martin is not a hard puncher, so even though he took a lot of big punches against Ryan Garcia, he wouldn't have had to worry about that against Sandor Martin. But because he prices himself out, thinks he's a Tank Davis, a Canelo Alvarez, a superstar, basically that fight fell through. And the WBC basically put him in champion in recess, which means right now, if he wanted to come back, he could fight the winner of Coelho and Subriel Matias, because being the WBC interim champion means he can instantaneously call out the winner of that fight to reclaim his WBC title. So that would be a direction to go in, but how much money are you going to be able to generate from taking on that winner, right? Not much. So the person that's stopping Devin Haney from fighting is Devin fucking Haney, because he wants to get paid $8 to $10 million in a fight. Yet he's not that fucking interesting. He's not that popular. He's not the face of fucking boxing like the LDBC would want you to believe. Jeff, welcome. Bacon and eggs. My brother from down under. Yes, this is perfect for us, right? I mean, I just got home from work. I rolled in, I ate some dinner, and now I'm ready to go. For my brother Andre, this shit's early in the morning. Right now it's 5:35. Andre must be getting up to shovel the snow there in Quebec. It snows until mid-August. What's good? What's good, my brother? It should be a good fight. Jay Perez is in the house. Jay Perez also dealing with that early morning. Sean, I sinned and gambled the under 6.5 rounds for Norman fight. Haha. No, I think, to be fair, that's a very viable thing. Like, what was my prediction? I predict that Norman is going to stop him inside 6 rounds. So I would not be shocked at all if Sasaki gets knocked out between the 4th and the 6th round. Sasaki's an aggressive, come-forward fighter who relies on his power. And the problem with that style is his defense is fucking garbage, meaning that a faster-handed, hard-punching fighter like a Norman could tee up on him. So don't be surprised. I think this guy is tailor-made for a beautiful Norman performance. Me too. I think it's the perfect performance. You go to Japan, right? You get a career-high payday because the Japanese are excited to put on a world title fight as Top Rank advertised. If Sasaki beats Norman, he's going to be the first Japanese fighter in boxing history to become a welterweight world champion. So in Japanese boxing, that's a big goal for, right? They're super excited. They would love nothing more than Sasaki to become, the next Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't think that's going to happen, but you can understand the excitement, of course, from the Japanese fan base. Norman is the goods, in my opinion. Sasaki is a renegade, no pun intended. The good thing about this fight, it should be exciting, right? Turki Al-Sheikh, like he said, we don't want no Tom and Jerry shit going on. This is probably the fight where you're never going to have to worry about seeing some Tom and Jerry shit, right? Right now we have Oku and Abe fighting the first round. Obviously, Abe was an ex-world champion. So, people are eager to see what he can do. Obviously, he's a little older now, a little past his prime, but still someone to pay attention to. Oh, that's not bad. I got it on my screen, and then I got like a midget screen over on the side. Perfect. Sean, off topic, but who are some of the matchups you'd like Boots with his 154-pound debut? Japan also had Murata at 160. Yes, Murata, the first Japanese middleweight champion. Sean, are you familiar with these two jugheads on the screen? Let's not throw out racial narratives. Yeah, Abe was an ex-world champion. I think at 126, 22, 130 pounds. So Obviously, back in the day, he was somebody to pay attention to. The kid he's fighting, I'm not familiar with, but you know the way Japanese boxing works. This kid is obviously an up and comer, right? He's hasn't had many fights. This is his first real name fighter, an ex-world champion. They throw him in with him, see how he looks, and then probably one, two, three fights down the road, he's probably going to challenge for a world title, right? As far as Boots, I heard Boots got the Cuban Tellez for his debut at 154. Really? That's a great fight. But think about it. Like, that's a dangerous fight, man. You're taking on the dangerous fighter in Tales, obviously one of those Cubans that I'm making that video about this week. I will do it, I promise. One of this new school of Cuban fighters, like far more exciting, boxer punchers, a lot more power. He's a dangerous fighter, right? Also has obviously a great amateur pedigree as well. So stylistically, he's not probably the easiest fighter you could throw Boots Ennis in there with. A guy that can show a lot of different things in the ring. I would be excited about the fight, but I don't know how marketable it's going to be. I don't know if that's going to get a lot of name recognition for Boots taking on Tellez, because Tellez, I think, is a PBC fighter. I don't think he's really well known in the U.S. or fucking, for that matter, outside the U.S. So I don't know if that would be the best fight available for him. I think a guy like, obviously, Lubin would probably be better. Lubin, I think, is easier work. Lubin's got name recognition, right? So for me, I think that would probably make more sense. But, don't get me wrong. I think it's nice. That's rumored by those clowns on YouTube. I wouldn't trust it. Yeah, no, I don't trust it. It must be coming from PBC fanboys who, of course, want Boots to lose now that he went over to a Matchroom. I'd love to see Boots versus Ramos Jr. if possible. Yeah, Ramos Jr. needs a big fight. Like we were talking to David the other day. Brian Norman's fight is canceled. Shut up. I just saw Ryan Watkins, GR, say something on Showbiz's video about the Brian Norman fight being canceled. Has anyone heard anything of that nature? Because that would be fucking unbelievable. But with what's going on in boxing recently, it wouldn't be that surprising. Let's hope the fight's not being canceled, because that would be a tragedy for Brian Norman to end up going all the way to Japan to get the career high payday to defend his title, only for the fight to fall through last minute. Like literally, this is fucking last minute. I cannot imagine this being true, but people say all kinds of crazy shit on social media. Excuse me. When I think about Boots, who would I like to see Boots in? Like I said, Lubin, I think, would be a good opponent. There's a lot of good opponents, not so dangerous. Guys that obviously would be interesting style matchups. I'd lose my mind if that was true, waking up at 5 a.m. for this. Exactly. I hope not, because I stayed up till 4 a.m. after I got home from work to see this fight. Exactly. That would be fucking a real kick in the nuts for boxing fans. Let me just go to the junior middleweight division. So, obviously, coming into the first fight there, we don't expect him to be facing Murtazaliev. Obviously, Funduro's fighting Tim Tszyu, so he's off the table. Xander Zayas is fighting, the Mexican fighter. Madrimov and Bohalchuk might be a little too dangerous at this point. Ramos, is a dangerous fighter, but doesn't have much name recognition right now. Conwell coming off of a loss. Connor Ben is busy. Tellez is right there. Josh Kelly, right? Yeah, to be fair, Callum Walsh, he's part of UFC. Magomed Kurbanov might be good. Not a big name, but obviously a guy who's been in with a lot of opponents, got some experience behind him. Maybe this South African fighter, but he just lost his last fight, so that wouldn't make sense coming off of a loss. Vito Melanicki Jr., Fernando Vargas, Ray Robinson. Is that Ray Robinson from back in the day? It is. When did he get back up there in the conversation? Didn't fight from 2022 to 2024. Fought once in 24 after loss, draw, and draw. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, maybe it'd be more exciting to see him jump in with somebody of big name right off the bat. A Ramos, a Lubin, a Boholchuk, a Madrimov, right? You fight any of those four fighters, you're getting a lot of fucking praise. What time you got, Sean? Right now it is 5:45. 5:45 my time. What the hell is that, Jay Perez? Those are some crazy fucking emojis. Who should Benavidez fight at 175 if not Smith? Bivol and Beterbiev have a trilogy to finish. Well, you got Anthony Yard, right? Facts, a lot on the line. Norman Sasaki is intriguing because there's still a lot of unknowns for Norman as well. Yeah, exactly. Man, I'd be kind of disappointed if Benavidez fought Smith next, of all people. Did you hear about that, Sean? I did, but why would you be disappointed if he was fighting Smith next? Smith was the fight that he was offered from Saudi Arabia to be on the undercard of Bivol Beterbiev. The winner then would get an undisputed unification fight with the winner. He chose to run away from that and got offered $8 million to take on Smith on the undercard, right? Only to now chase after the Smith fight. Whereas if I was Smith, I would kind of say, go fuck yourself. Because I'm going to get paid less money to fight you now than I would have got to fight you under Turkey, where I probably would have got 5 million, right? Also, I have a bigger fan base than you do in the UK. I can go fight in Liverpool and I'll fill out fucking the Cop and do good numbers in the UK. The Cop can easily hold 60,000 people. So what would be the onus to go to Vegas to fight David Benavidez for a bullshit fucking email belt when Smith is already the interim WBO champion anyway and is guaranteed a fight with the winner of Bivol Beterbiev? Right? So it doesn't make much sense that Smith would do that, but I can understand why Benavidez wants to do that, because who the fuck else is that clown going to fight? Like, you walked away from big opportunities. And as I said in my video today, if you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. Him walking away from that Smith fight and then a potential undisputed unification fight also hurts you with a possible Canelo fight. If you went in there, beat Smith, and then took on the winner of Bivol Beterbiev, beat them to become undisputed, the possibility of a Canelo Alvarez fight would become miraculously fucking far clearer and more obvious for you, because now Canelo actually has something worth fighting you for. Undisputed light heavyweight world title to make him a two-weight undisputed champion, just like Bud Crawford and Inouye. That shit's significant. And Usyk. Sorry, I'm working on my mobile in my pocket. Okay. Pocket dial. Well, it was a very colorful pocket dial. Smith versus Benavidez should be in the UK in a packed out stadium. Exactly. The Cop, right? How many people would you fill in the Cop? Liverpool fans would be there fucking in droves. It'd be a huge event, right? You go do it in Vegas, and it's going to be a fight where you're getting paid less money than you deserve in a hostile territory to a fucking egomaniacal fucking kid who thinks he's bigger than he actually is. That Canelo ship has sailed. Canelo ducked is what it is. Oh, no, Jay. Canelo had no need to fight fucking David Benavidez. What was David Benavidez bringing to the table? Tell me that. What was the necessity for Canelo Alvarez to bend over fucking backwards to give that kid a fucking fight? He could, but why does he need to? Just because? Right? Like if Benavides becomes the undisputed light heavyweight champion, now literally he's got something fucking marketable to fucking put on the table. Prior to this, he had fucking zero, nada, not a fucking thing. Canelo was bringing everything to the table. David Benavides was going to be the one who benefited from it, right? That's it. And even in not getting the fight, they still benefited off of Canelo by consistently fucking clout chasing off the kid for fucking 5 years. Even now, when they don't have a fight and Canelo's got a fucking super fight with Bud Crawford, they're still clout chasing the guy. You can't make this shit up. This is typical PBC shit. We saw it with Wilder, AJ. Now we saw it with Benavides and fucking obviously Canelo Alvarez. These dudes, man, would rather fucking talk mad shit, have the LDBC fangirls all over social media put out fake news instead of actually taking on a legitimate fucking opponent. Sean, it's time for my boy Mimbili to step up. Yeah, it is. But Mimbili, right, he's got a good opponent next. The, what's his face, Polish guy, Sasaki. But the problem is, I mean, him and fucking, what's his face, Pachenko, basically ducking each other. That was disappointing because that would have been a great matchup between two of the best young up-and-coming fighters at the division. If you had no need to fight the number one contender, but he's not the number one contender. See, the problem with 4 world champions now, Jay Cool, is there's 4 number one contenders, which means he's top 4. And I fought this contender, and that contender, and I didn't fight that contender. Okay, and then once he was in line to force the mandatory, he moved up to 175 to do what? Get in position to become mandatory for an undisputed world title fight there, only to fucking run away from it and then beg the WBC to give him an email title. What a bunch of bullshit. Pure bullshit. That's his whole fucking career. Him, like all these PBC dudes, talk a big game and do fucking nothing to fucking back this shit up. Wilder, Tank Davis, Errol fucking Spence, fucking David Benavides. They're all fucking, there's no substance to any of them. That's why none of them have been able to cross fucking over. No fucking substance. Munguia, Berlanga, Ryder was his mandatory. Berlanga was his mandatory. Munguia was his mandatory. And prior to that, he beat Smith, who now David Benavides is trying to get a fight with. Right? Oh, good. Okay, now you want to fight fucking Smith. I already fucking beat Smith. I beat Smith for unification. Why didn't David Benavides fucking unify against Smith when they were both world champions? One WBC, one WBA. Why didn't he fucking unify with Caleb Plant, the IBF champion, when he was WBC? Why didn't he unify against Zurdo Ramirez when he was WBO and he was WBC? Right? Like, you know, I have no fucking time for dudes that showed you exactly what they're about. Fucking nothing. Now, he's talking about going up to cruiserweight instead of trying to fight the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. Because that's what these dudes are. Full of fucking hot air. Laugh out loud, true. People look at Canelo like he's Santa Claus, just doing favors for the goodness of his heart. Exactly. I could fight who I want. Fuck you. You're a douchebag. Why would I give you a career high payday? Literally, fuck yourself. I don't need you. You need me. You need me bad. That's why you fucking talk about me. You dream about me. When you're fucking your girlfriend, you say my name. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, how cringe are you? That's David Benavides. Cringe as fuck. Why do you make this so personal? It's not personal to me. Why are you fucking showing who you are? We know who you are. Make America white again, stupid fucking image. And then, you know, we're a boxing channel, dude. Like, if you want to talk boxing, talk boxing. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. Respect the sport. I'm fucking giving you straight facts. If you can't fucking understand that, sorry, dude. Go back fucking to PBC fucking channels that are going to fucking, you know, give you exactly what you want. I'm talking boxing. Straight fucking up, 100% accurate and fair. If David Benavidez wants me to fucking say great things about him, tell him to go do something fucking great. Back in the day, you were cooking Floyd for doing the same thing, ducking Thurman. Yeah, he ducked Thurman. And then he went to fight fucking Andre Berto, a guy who was 3-3 in his last 6 fights. So you duck unification with Thurman to fight a dude who's 50% in his last 6 fights. And then after that, you go fight a fucking MMA fighter to get the 50th and 0 record of your boxing career. I don't care that he fought him, but that should not be a legitimate fucking record. You shouldn't have broke Marciano's record fighting Conor McGregor. As far as making the money, oh yeah, no problem. Go make your money. I have no issue with that at all. Sean, you are not Canelo, though. What does that have to do with anything? I'm telling you the truth. I don't have to be anybody. I'm just being me. You're promoting ducking. I'm not promoting ducking. I'm promoting ducking. See, the difference is Thurman was a world champion. Fucking David Benavidez is nothing. He lost his title twice. He could have been in position to actually get a fight with Canelo. He blew that because he was too fat and lost his title on the scale. What does that have to do with anything? So Floyd couldn't do what he wanted after the Manny fight. Dude, why is it talking to fucking morons who fucking can't compare apples to oranges and understand the difference? Like literally. One person was fighting to potentially become undisputed. Canelo's already fucking undisputed. Floyd never was undisputed. So what's your point? Me wanting Ward to fight fucking Butte and Adonis Stevenson was for him to become undisputed. Me wanting Floyd to fight Thurman was to become undisputed. What are you talking about? That is disgusting that Floyd broke Marciano's record with Conor McGregor. Well, it's disgusting that boxing acts as if he did, because any legitimate person would not have fucking listed that as a legitimate fight on your resume. You're fighting a guy making his debut. Like I remember John Boxing criticizing Roman Gonzalez for going back to his hometown to defend his world title against a less than stellar opponent. And he makes it out to be like the worst thing possible. But that worse than stellar opponent is way fucking better than fucking Conor McGregor, a guy who's never even fought as a pro before, right? But of course, John will defend fucking tooth and nail Floyd Mayweather for fighting Conor McGregor. And we know Floyd Mayweather fans were the worst fans in boxing. Fucking idiots. And it's so good that 99% of them fucking have now left the boxing because Floyd is no longer relevant. Except for Jay, who fucking, somehow is still fucking sniffing Floyd's ass. That was a heavyweight record. Many fighters have gone 50-0. Going 50-0 and retiring is different than going 50-0 and then getting beat, right? That was the point that Floyd was pushing. I agree with you on that situation. It's you that's changing narratives based on who the fighter is. I'm not changing narratives. We're literally talking about a fighter fighting for unification. You're fucking comparing a dude fighting a contender after everyone he's fought is a contender. And acting like, oh, he's got to fight this contender. But when this contender was in position to force the fight, Jay, what did he do? We know what he did. He fucking literally moved up to 175. So after all this talking, all this clout chasing, the first thing you fucking do is leave the division when fucking everything is in front of you and the opportunities are available. Come on. You can't make this shit up. But this fight between the young veteran and the old veteran is pretty good. Both guys standing in the middle, letting their hands go. But I do think the young man is outworking and outlanding the ex-world champion at this point. Nice uppercut from the ex-world champion. Why are you so hooked on trying to make fighters less than? What's wrong with being a fan of Floyd? Aren't you a fan of Pacquiao? It's not a problem with being a fan. It's this double standard. this clear fucking retarded fandom that some fans pushed. You need me to list it for you? You know it already, but you're going to ignore it because you'd rather come here and fucking argue for fucking no point. And we know who you are. Just because you change your name don't mean it's fucking still not the same old fucking 60-year-old fucking guy that would come here claptrapping fucking constantly. I hope one day I convince Canelo to fight Benavidez. Yeah, that shows you exactly my point, Jay Cool. That literally, if David Benavidez would have went the route that Turkey had laid out for him, the end fucking possibly justified the means, right? You fight against Smith for $8 million on the undercard of Bivol Beterbiev to get an undisputed unification fight with the winner. You become undisputed, and we know Turkey wants to make the fight with you and Canelo. Now he's got everything marketable and justify to make this fight happen. You're just proving my point with that quote, which is another reason why he shouldn't have fucking ran away from Turkey, fucking said terrible things about fighting in Saudi Arabia, tried to demean Saudi Arabia and Turkey's fights to say that he's a Vegas fighter. He ain't no Vegas fighter. He's from fucking Seattle, spent a bunch of his time in fucking California. Turkey knows what it is. Yeah, Turkey knows that you got to fucking make things marketable to make it fucking justifiable. Unfortunately, PBC and Benavidez and his fans don't understand that. So they're happy that he didn't fight with Turkey. So they go, PBC's running boxing. David Benavidez don't need Turkey Al-Sheikh. Okay, good. I hope Turkey Al-Sheikh don't fucking work with him. Fuck that guy. Let's see if he can get a Smith fight. If he can't get a Smith fight, a yard fight, what's he going to do with his great email title? There's no convincing Canelo to fight Benavidez. No, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. The point is, Benavidez never brought anything to the table. If he was undisputed champion, see, even you should be able to comprehend that, Jay. Right? Being undisputed light heavyweight champion is a legitimate fucking goal. Something to chase. Something to justify a big fight. Right? Marketing, fans across the world, not just in America, but the UK, right? It's a huge fight. Fighting a contender is fighting a contender, regardless of who that is. Black people, what are you talking about? See, you just expose yourself for who you are again. Who brought up fucking black people? We're talking boxing, and you're talking about race. Dude, I'm going to fucking block you. Go fuck yourself. If you want to talk about boxing, talk boxing. Like, what are you talking about? Your people, black people are always on your mind. What do you mean black people? David Benavidez is black? When did David Benavidez become black? Disgusting. Have a backbone and be white. Live, breathe, think white. Black people are doing their own thing, so do yours. People are fucking idiots, man. Pure fucking clowns. Pure clowns. Jay, you can go that way too. You can go that way too. Fucking people are clowns, man. We're talking about boxing and David Benavidez, and then stupid motherfuckers like this. Garden Snake, what's up? You getting up early to watch the fight, eh? Canelo said he only wants to fight. Jay, once again, man, there's a reason he wants to fight fucking Bivol. Because Bivol is the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. See, you can continue to push out your bullshit, man. But it doesn't take away the fact that David Benavidez has not done anything to ingratiate or put himself in position to get the fight. And if you feel so confidently that Canelo would never take it, then why are you fucking still arguing? Just let it go. You're right. So why you need to fucking justify it and fucking go back and forth? This is my opinion. If you disagree with it, disagree with it. But why you need to keep fucking chirping and acting as if, oh no, it's never going to happen. So it doesn't happen. Who fucking cares? Canelo doesn't care. He's still a Hall of Famer. David Benavidez at this point, not a fucking Hall of Famer. That's a dude that should be more worried about his fucking career. And so far, what he's doing, mediocre, mid. Dude's mid. And if he goes up and gets beat by Zerto or Jay Opataya, that shit ain't fucking helping his career. No, you're not speaking boxing. You're pushing the same fucking negative Canelo shit. You can't prove anything you said, but you're going to keep fucking badgering the point. Video after video, live after live, right? Like, if you don't like my opinion and you disagree with it, then you don't need to come on my channel, right? You could kick rocks and go to one of the many fucking channels that are anti-Canelo Alvarez and continue to fucking spew your nonsense. You fucking act like David Benavidez deserves something, but yet when I give you fucking things that he could have done to put himself into not just the Canelo Alvarez fight, undisputed light heavyweight champion, pound for pound list, by doing something legitimate. You fucking are as bad as him and his team. Canelo don't want it. Canelo doesn't want to fight him. Canelo. We're talking about David Benavidez, and you're fucking focused and harping on Canelo. And if you say I'm acting like the LDBC, I will fucking do what the LDBC does. I'll fucking block your ass, and then you'll know what fucking the LDBC is like, because that's what they do. You have a different opinion, you can kiss fucking my ass, I'll block you, and then you can fucking kiss off somewhere else. Because that's what the LDBC would do with you. And if you've ever been on an LDBC channel, you know that's exactly what you do. Me, I let too many of you clowns fucking come here and fucking try to twist the narrative with your stupid opinions far too much and give you far more fucking recognition than you fucking deserve. Any other channel wouldn't and doesn't. Tell me I'm wrong. What channel are you fucking subscribed to that allows you to fucking spew your nonsense as much as mine? How many more fights to the main one? I think after this fight, there possibly is one more. I think this young up-and-coming kid, Tanaka, who's 3-0, is going to be fighting this guy, Kobata, for the Oriental and Pacific boxing welterweight title, which is vacant. Right now, of course, it's 8-0-2 Oku versus Rhea Abba, ex-world champion, 26-4-2 for the Japanese Boxing Commission's vacant featherweight title. And then after that, Brian Norman. So I would say Brian Norman is probably going to be on probably before 8 o'clock. The whole card's probably going to be over by 9 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time. Probably. Never mind. I think it is one. Yeah, one more. People. Yes, I block so many people. I make my life off of it. Like, the irony is the people that have the ability to also block people on my channel, people never fucking block anybody. My channel is one of the safest channels to come and spew your nonsense and not worry too much about being fucking timed out or banned or blocked. Actually, the guy that I just did now, it said he's banned, but I didn't ban him. I timed him out, so who knows? I think that's the same thing that happened with what's his face back in the day. I don't think I banned anyone. I think I just timed them out, but for some reason, it makes it more than it is. But I won't miss him because I know exactly who it is. The same tard that used to come out with the fucking, Southern flag on his emoji before. Big Floyd Mayweather fanboy. Abe's eye is getting swollen up. Come on, dude. You're a veteran. You've had 30 professional fights. You were a ex-featherweight world champion or contender. This dude should be easy work for you. Already got 2 draws. Go in there and beat his ass. Ooh, look at that mouse. That's pretty big. Swollen pretty big. All I know is the person that's suffering the most right now is her. Because the longer the boxing goes, the longer she's going to have to wait for me to take her out. Here we go. The problem with this fight, it doesn't look like anyone has the power to stop the other guy. I got a strong feeling Shiraz beats Berlanga, Sean. What do you think? Actually, I feel the opposite. I feel Berlanga is going to knock Shiraz out. And I like Shiraz. I don't like fucking Berlanga. So I would love Shiraz to beat fucking Berlanga. And you know, of course, Turkey would love to do the Shiraz Canelo Alvarez fight. But me, I think Berlanga is going to fucking stop Shiraz, and the end of the hype train is going to be over. And, you know, that's bad because I was one of the people hyping Shiraz up. So I'll be disappointed if he doesn't live up to my expectations. I can understand blocking dudes for trolling, saying Canelo is ducking Benavidez and going back and forth about his regular boxing talk. I'll just watch the live. It's just that wasn't the point of the conversation. But you'd rather continue the Canelo Alvarez stuff, which consistently happens on every live. So a normal boxing talk is not always dwelling on the same fucking conversational point, time in and time out. That's all I'm saying. Abe being slick with the left hand. Oh, nice combination punch from the young man. That's what he's got to do. Let those hands go and hit that body. That old guy, you know, he don't like those body punches. You can see the way he's leaning forward. Perfect for an uppercut. To try to take that body out of play. Wild left hand lands. You blocked me again. If I blocked you, how are fucking you here right now? I would say what I did was timed you out. There's a clear difference between blocking and time out. But what do you mean again? Who are you? Morel Kadiev is fun too. Yeah, I think that card is going to be great. That is a dynamite card. And of course, the usual suspects are going to do what they do, which is find reasons to hate on the card. But I'm like, how can you hate on that card? That card looks dynamite. The fight that potentially could be the worst is the headline fight, right? With Shakur. It's true that fight might be underwhelming. Might be. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be, but might be. But as far as everything else on that card, come on. That shit's going to be dynamite. Dynamite. Where's that shiznit? Card of the summer for sure. I know your Dale. Yeah, you know, the Cepeda Shakur fight could be boring. Puelo Matias, Shiraz Edgar Berlanga, I think Berlanga's going to knock him out. And Morel Katiev, I think Morel's going to beat Katiev, right? I think it's going to be similar to when he fought that Kazakhstan fighter. Don't get me wrong, though. I'd love for the fucking Katiev to be the real deal and surprise me with some Golovkin type of performance. But I don't see it happening. The level of opponents he's been in with are lukewarm. Now he's stepping in to face Morel. Morel, even though he lost to David Benavidez in his last fight, obviously that's a elite level opponent he was in with. And he fought well. You go 12 rounds with him. You had your moments. Prior to that, you fought some good opponents. Yeah, I think it's a great card. And then, of course, you got my man Rieta Tsitsumi on the undercard, which, of course, I'm super excited to see him continue his road to being the Japanese Lomachenko. because that's what we need now, a Lomachenko replacement. But I think this summer there's a lot of good fight cards as well. Berlanga is going into this one overconfident, and he doesn't have the skills to do that. Why do you think he's overconfident? He's always cocky and arrogant, but I mean, why do you think he'd be overconfident in this fight? Uh, all I know is that Shiraz looked chinny and a little fragile in his last fight. The one thing you could say about Berlanga, he doesn't look chinny and he does not look fragile. He looks tough and physical. I think that tough physicalness of him, he's obviously going to come in and be bigger than Shiraz in the fight card as well. They both hit hard, so I think that cancels one another. But I think it's how you take a punch, and I just don't think Shiraz is going to take a punch very well. Shiraz jab will be pinging Berlanga all night. He doesn't have the defense Adamas has. Berlanga is one of those dudes that think British fighters suck. Well, at this point, I mean, how much praise can you give Shiraz? His first big step up fight, and he looked terrible. Terrible. And Adamas is good, but come on. Adamas was looking way better that night because of how bad Shiraz looked. It was a very poor performance from Shiraz. And it's easy to say it was a weight issue, but he's the one that chose to stay at that weight. Nobody forced him to. I think he's just lucky that Saudi Arabia and Turkey like him, so he can instantaneously jump into a big money fight after basically what was a loss, and you escape with a draw, right? But in truth, I mean, most people feel he lost that fight. Wow, Abe's eye looks terrible. The Elephant Man. That shit don't look nice at all. But Abe might have pulled off the win. We will see. The way they're looking, the judges, they kind of think that he won 96-94. And as the experienced fighter, he should be able to beat a guy like this. Edgar Berlanga has been dropped many times. Being dropped doesn't mean shit. Being dropped is part of boxing. The question is, do you get up and then win, right? Getting dropped doesn't mean anything. You get hit, you get dropped. You get up and you keep fighting, and then you do stuff, and that means something. Getting dropped. Tito Trinidad and Miguel Cotto, at certain points of their career, were getting fucking dropped every single fight, and then got up to fucking destroy dudes, right? So, I mean, there's a difference between getting dropped and being a mere fucking con. Or fucking Anthony Joshua. As much as I love AJ, that guy's chin is. Those UK guys, maybe it's something in the water. Maybe UK fighters just have terrible chins. Because people are saying Moses Atama has a terrible chin now, too. I don't know if it's true, but we will see. Abe with the victor. The experienced veteran gets the win. Congratulations. That's good for him. It's going to make him relevant once again. Oh, the corner. Abe's got a good corner man. Shinzuki. What's his name? Shinzuki Yamanaka. 118-pound left-hand fucking killer who Luis Neri beat twice. You like that big buck, AJ? AJ was great. He was the perfect heavyweight champion. Well-spoken, looked the fucking role, exciting, power. The problem is he did not have fucking Ali's chin. Even Ali got dropped. Next, we should be getting the final fight before the main event. Soro Tanaka versus Takeru Kobata. I saw the weigh-in for this kid. 3-0, 3 knockouts, 24 years old. So hopefully he goes in there and does what he's expected to do, knock a motherfucker out. And so far his opposition's been good. 3-4-1, 11-3, 12-6-1, and now the guy is fighting is 14-7-1. So on average, 1, 2, and 4. That's 7. 7 divided by 3, so 2.3. So look for him to get a knockout between the second and third rounds against this guy Kobata. Kobata, who's this guy? Knocked out 3 times, 6 knockouts, 26, 5'9", with a 78 range. Pretty fucking tall, long dude. Coming off of a loss in his last fight, a split decision, a victory against a guy 7-7. Oh, he had a good win. He beat Kita Obata beat him, stopped him in 3 rounds. So that tells you everything. This guy ain't going to last 3 rounds. So that fight at least is going to be short, and then we should be able to get to the main event pretty quick. It's probably a 12-rounder, but I don't think it's going to go 12 rounds. All right, Sean, give me the final Norman prediction right now. I'll throw $25 on it. I think he's going to stop him inside 6 rounds. How many rounds you think? Jay Cool. Ali was a black supremacist. I couldn't stand Ali. The problem with people that don't fucking really do all their research. Ali was a product of the South who went to the Olympics, came back a superstar, a hero, and felt that he was fucking still treated like some black boy in the South. Threw his medal in the fucking lake because he was so disgusted with the treatment he got, even though he represented his country and was one of the brightest fucking up-and-coming stars in the country. Talked himself into a heavyweight title fight, of course, hooked up with Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X. Malcolm X, who was a very charismatic leader, and along with Malcolm X, obviously changed his perspective as they went away. Initially, Malcolm X, too, was a black supremacist who ended up becoming different after he traveled to Mecca and understood being a Muslim, you could be black, brown, white, yellow. It didn't matter what color you were, because all of us brothers under the Muslim flag, even though it's hard to say that now, because I don't know how accepting, I think generally Muslims are accepting, but unfortunately there's so many negative experiences globally that we're seeing right now. It kind of shows them in a negative light. But Ali totally changed after later on in his career, just like Malcolm X did and others. More experience, more knowledge, and fucking maturity, and you grow as a person. Your perspective changes. That's why I tell guys like John needs to fucking travel and get outside the States, because he's so fucking ignorant about the world around him that he fucking really doesn't have, he shouldn't talk on anything, because he really doesn't know fucking anything. I was around when Ali was running his mouth about blacks this and black that. Yeah. And you're focusing on one part of Muhammad Ali's life, and you're ignoring the rest. That was when he was like 19 to fucking 22 years of age, after being fucking growing up in the South and the race South, which you come from. So you probably should have a little more understanding of what exactly Ali went through. But okay. I saw interviews of Ali in the late 70s. He said times have changed and he adjusted his viewpoint. Of course he did, just like Malcolm X did, which is why Malcolm X was killed by Elijah Muhammad's henchmen. The No as a whole were a product of the environment. There's a reason it's so irrelevant nowadays. It's outdated. What's the NOI? You still watch John? Do I watch John? According to John, I stalk him. But John's probably watching me right now. If you are, John, jump in. We'll go live together. Talk about the up and coming fight. We know you love Howard or Norman. I don't know why I always say Howard. Google is so smart. Uh, did you have an Atari? No, I didn't. I never had a game console in my life. I lived with my grandparents. Obviously, I was never going to bother them to buy me some expensive video game. I guess I could have tried to con my dad into it, but my dad probably would have told me to go fuck myself and save my money and buy it. And I could have bought it. I had money. I saved. I worked since I was elementary school, caddy, paper route, shoveling snow, cutting grass. And in Canada, you get like baby bonus every month, which went into my account. So I had money. I guess I could have bought one of those things by myself, but I was never so fixated on staying home playing video games. Generally, we stayed home when it rained. We watched basketball. At night, I'd watch movies. And the rest of the time, we're out on bikes, going swimming, playing basketball, and doing stuff outside. This new generation being fucking locked up in the house, man, I could never stay locked up in the house. I would have had to fucking go garden if I did that. You need to come visit the good old hot Mississippi. Still a cool shirt you're wearing. Ding, ding, ding. There you go. It's retro. That's why I wear it. Retro. Atari. I wear it at work because fucking nobody even knows what it means. All these young kids. I work with mostly people from South Africa and Swaziland, and everybody is like some Caribbean people as well. Everyone's under 35 years of age, 24 to 35, and yeah, their perspective of life is a little different than mine. Have you seen the movie Sinners? Pretty good old movie. I want to see it. It looked good. I heard great reviews, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll see it one day. It wasn't really, I don't go to the movie theater that often, not unless it's a date or something. Otherwise, I'm kind of like, unless it's like a real big blockbuster I want to go see. But generally, I haven't really went to a movie theater for a while to see a movie. But there hasn't really been any movies that I was that crazy interested in going to see recently. So that's part of the issue. There you are, the tall guy, the short, muscular power puncher. Should be fun. That tall guy better keep his chin down, or Sorrow is gonna fucking knock his ass out. The Japanese Mike Tyson. Fucking Leonard, eh? This dude travels everywhere. You not bad at all if you can ignore those black bucks and just relax. Dude, when you say that, it just makes you sound cringe. I would take the short haired girl. I thought he was going to start throwing kicks. Not the fastest hand speed there, buddy. Definitely not Ryan Garcia. This fight should be a little more entertaining, a little more exciting. Japanese are so polite. The babyface assassin. Since we're watching Japanese boxing, what's your thought on Pearl Harbor? Oh my God, dude. Pearl Harbor was a setup. The Americans knew the only way the country would let them get into the war is if they were fucking justified. So they fucking helped create that to justify them entering the war. That is the conspiracy theory out there, knowing that the Japanese fleet was coming and they all fucking weren't they paying attention because they wanted it to happen. They needed it to happen. Otherwise, they would never be able to go in there and fucking stop Russia from taking over all of Europe. Atari shirt. Sean is well educated. Well, that's what happens when you're old. You learn a thing or two. That's why when I listen to people talk about Israel and Palestine and fucking Iran and Russia and fucking Ukraine, I shake my head because people don't know fucking anything. They fucking believe everything they hear on the news and social media. Meanwhile, if you fucking actually have done any reading and research, you've seen this shit for decades and you know exactly where it came from and why it is where it is and how it's going to move forward. But young people are stupid as fuck and they think they know everything. I mean, all these university students protesting everything, getting hit by cars. Yeah, get off the fucking road, stupid fuckers. I got no sympathy for you guys trying to make everyone's life miserable so you could fucking think that you are fucking righteous. Righteous. We all were there. You're nothing new. We all were 20 years old before. We all thought we knew fucking everything. The difference is you know fucking nothing. Mate, I just turned 50 last Friday. Yup, I'm officially old. What do you mean? 50 is the new 35. It's middle aged. This is when you can start picking up fucking 21-year-olds. I stand with Israel. I trust my president. Trump is the man. I stand with Trump too, and I'm not American. I fucking much rather stand with him than fucking Canadians politicians. And I fucking shake my head when I listen to my fellow Canadians. They're more focused on hating on Trump and fucking letting Canadians fucking politicians ruin the country. How's Australians politicians? Generally, they're fucking almost just as bad as Canada, I think. Trump should be on Mount Rushmore. Well, if he's got his way, he'll fucking carve that shit before he gets voted out after the next election. He'll pay for it. And it'll be on budget and on time. Here we go. The young squarehead. Don't get no worse than Canada, my brother. Man, I love Canada, and that's why it hurts me the way shit's going. But Andre, see the way you talk? I talk to friends of mine, and they fucking belittle me because I have a different opinion than them. Typical fucking liberals. You don't live in Canada. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I don't need to live in Canada to fucking not be an idiot. I saw the way Canada acted during COVID. Fucking cringe, man. I mean, I'm living in Taiwan and I'm watching Canadians in Canada shaking my head at how stupid fucking people are. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. You people are fucking sheep, man. Sheep. Wanting to be led to fucking the slaughter. And I just sit there shaking my head thinking, what the fuck? And a lot of these people are educators. Who are you educating? I don't know why liberals fucking become teachers because they fucking are the worst example fucking for young students. The worst. Best professor I had, definitely not liberal. A business professor. That dude was fucking ass kicker. He was the best professor I had in university. That dude was a fucking slayer, a monster, a true fucking role model. Off topic, what do you think about these Mexican protesting? I don't blame Mexicans in California protesting, but the problem is you're making your fucking cause look bad because the media is portraying you as fucking idiots. You want to be American, but then you're waving the Mexican flag, so go back to fucking Mexico. Like the fact you don't want friends and family to be deported, I get that. I can understand it. But this is nothing new. I've been around like you've been around. Mexicans have been getting fucking deported fucking since the 60s, maybe before. My whole life, deported in the 60s, deported in the 70s, deported in the 80s, deported in the 90s. Obama deported them. Now they're getting deported by Trump. So what fucking is different? Nothing is different. It's just the media's portrayal is different. But everything else, nothing is different. I think if you don't love America, get the fuck out. Like you can have questions and you can be critical. That's fine. I love Canada. I'm critical. But to hate the country that you live in, come on, man. I don't fucking get that shit. Like I said, I love Canada. That's why I feel I can be critical. I also love Taiwan, and I'm also critical of Taiwan at times too. Let's go. I want to see this kid knock a motherfucker out. So far, we've lacked the excitement we really need at 6 o'clock in the morning to wake us up. Of course, for me, it's not 6 in the morning, but nonetheless. Whoa. So far, so good. This tall guy's game, I'll give him that. He's trying to earn fucking the young guy's respect. But at the same time, you staying in there, I hope you got a good chin. Hit that body, young kid. You can't just aim for the head. Crunching lefts, man. That'll slow the guy down. Oh, nice uppercut. And that'll bring his hands down. There you go. Nice left to the body. Ah, this fight's much more exciting, right, Lily? That's why you woke up. You woke up thinking, oh, yeah, this shit's fucking fire. This shit's fire. No. She's watching the boxing. Finally, we got something worth watching, right? Mexican style in Japan. Well, I don't know. He's kind of like Mike Tyson. That's not exactly Mexican style. Oh, nice left hand. The problem with the young kid, he's way too fucking squared up, right? Squared, right in the middle, easy to fucking hit. That's going to be the problem with Sasaki today against Norman. Too squared up. His defense is too weak. He's going to be too vulnerable to get hit. Kid, you got to have a higher guard. So most of that shit's knocking off your gloves and arms until you're fucking ready to throw. You can't stand in range and just let him fucking continue to open up on you. Oh, nice left hand. This is the best round so far of the night. Easily. Oh, good uppercut. The other kid is fucking game. He's letting his hands go. Double uppercuts. Oh, that left hand shook him. That shook him. Little uppercut on the inside. Oh, he lasted the one round. He's like, God damn. That's a lot more work than I fucking expected. Can you look at your dog in the eyes for a sec? Really? Hi. Oh, who's good girl? Who's good girl? Hi. Hi. Good. Getting old, but aren't we all? Walking upstairs and stuff, she's a little slow now. It's kind of sad. That's the thing about your love for a dog. It's fucking heart crushing. Heart crushing. I can feel how parents feel for their kids. You'd rather have bad things happen to you than your kids or your dog. That's why I saw that meme. Whoop, whoop. That meme that said, "Oh, people fucking love dogs more than people." People that hurt dogs, of course I do. Fuck those people. They know better. Dogs are just dogs. Buy your dog chew toys. She don't chew shit. The other dog loved chewing stuff. She had a big toy box full of stuff. Lily, she ain't fucking interested in anything. Right? Right? If it's food, she'll eat it. But if it's just something to play with, she don't give a fuck. At this pace, like I said, I don't think this guy's going to last 3 rounds. The end of that first round, he started to get hit and feel it. I think at the end of this round, he's going to be done, dusted. And by the third round, for sure, he's going to be fucking out. Unless he's got something that really keeps this fucking monster off of him. But so far, he's hit that guy a lot, and nothing seems to bother him. Ooh, big uppercut. Ooh, nice left to the body. What a fucking slugfest this fight is. God damn. Yeah. Go. Let those hands move. Nice left. Oh, nice right hand from the taller guy. That fucking made an impact. This Japanese guy kind of thing reminds me of Bek Melukuziev. The Japanese Bek Melukuziev. Oh, that body shot hurt. Oh, 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 shit. Oh. Dude, you gotta fucking get out of the corner, man. Like, I mean, you're fighting, you're letting your hands go. I give you fucking tons of credit. You're making it hard, you're throwing more punches, you're landing more punches. But at this pace, how long can you go? Come on, Beck. Gotta let your hands go in combination, not fucking keep loading up on one shot here and there. That guy's face tells you everything. He's like, motherfucker, what am I dealing with? Jesus Christ. Superman. The best thing about this is the dog. Hi, what are you doing behind me? Oh, who's a good girl? 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 I mean, buy dog vitamins, choose for her hips, and joints for mobility support. I do, yeah. Also, this muscle that's supposed to be very good for joints as well, right? I know. You tell them. You tell them. You tell them. Here we go, round three. Is this going to be the round like I predicted? Come on, Bek Melukuziev. Oh, rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, come on. Boy. Oh, let's go. In round three, he finally got the guy in the middle of the round, in the middle of the ring, and now backed up to the ropes. Oh, nice right hand. Oh, big left. Yes, Beck, let those hands go. You think about the style this guy fights, you can't fucking fight your whole career fighting like this unless you get better defense. Oh, big left, big left. Oh, hit the body. Now he's giving himself a bit of room to load up on. Boom. Oh, that guy's tough. He's taking a lot of shots too, man. Some big giant left hands. Hit. Oh, big uppercut. Oh, hit the uppercut again. Hit the uppercut. Nice body shot. Oh, his face is breaking up. Breaking up. Mm, mm. Drive that nose into his brain. This fight is a fucking war. Oh, nice combo. When he lets his hands go, man, he does way more effective fucking punches. That was a nice straight right. Throw some more of those. Move your head to the side. Fucking nail him. Oh, this guy's so happy he doesn't have to walk to his corner. Ugh. Man, it is a serious ass kicking. So maybe we'll be able to get the main fight about maybe quarter after seven, because I can't imagine this fight going that much longer. If it ends the next round, then we have maybe 25 minutes. Maybe we don't even have to wait that long for the fight to happen. Show us his face. Let's see how broken up he is. Round four. Shake, rattle, and roll. I'm surprised they gave every round to Tanaka, even though Kobata has landed a shitload of fucking punches, especially in the first round. Oh, man, his chin's going to be sore the next day. Nice combination punching. Kid's game, man. Like, you're going to have to give this kid more big fights because at least he brings it. See, I think that fucking straight right hand, super effective. Oh my Kobata. Fuck, it's a great fight. Both dudes, right? Young, eager, enthusiastic. Like out of this fight card today, this is easily the best fight. So at least they put it in the right part of the card. The other world title fight was kind of boring. The fight with Abe was kind of boring. But this fight, it's been great. Oh, don't tell me what happened. You guys ruined it. I don't. It's not over yet. Ah, yes, that is a bad stoppage. Why are you stepping in now? I know the dude's getting beat up, but he's doing the same thing this round that he did fucking every other round. Didn't know I was ahead. Oops. You dudes, man. Yeah, you're ahead like maybe 10 seconds. I fucking hate that. You figure you're watching on fucking the internet. How can there be such differences of times? Well, what's Showbiz saying? Oh, that's the wrong button. Oh no! Now I'm in pitch dark, pitch black, with wild creatures behind me.
On automatic, but another good shot to the center line. Another good shot to the center line.
Could what?
That right there, it was. Yeah, it was. It was getting ugly. He look at the jaws broke. He got good enough. Good old fashioned ass whip. That was beautiful. We need those.
Of course, he don't think it was a quick stoppage because he's a fucking fanboy, fan sitter, man. Right? Like, there's no point stopping that fight at that point. You say the guy's jaw is broken, he's talking, he's fucking acting. Sean, are Japanese people nice? Asian people in general are nice to your face, polite for the most part, but it's not easy to get inside, right? Like mostly the Taiwanese people I know, it's girls, co-workers and girls I had sex with, or things like that. Men, not that easy to get to know. First of all, they don't try to fucking learn and learn English and be as nearly interested in other people as the girls are. Japanese people, it's very similar, right? Also, it's hard to break in. They're very nice to your face, but they're very family oriented and very to themselves, right? So, I think out of all the groups, maybe the Filipinos would be the most accepting. Fight's over. They stopped it quick, which was a little disappointing because Tanaka, was doing well, but I think this kid deserved it. I mean, sure, he got a little bit of an ass kicking. Well, you tell me he looks like he couldn't have continued? Come on, man. The kid's game as fuck. I mean, yeah, his lip's torn up. So I guess maybe that's why they did it because his lip was looking pretty terrible. But still, I forgot it was around this time. The main fight's not over, Ant. This was just the fight before the fight. The Howard Jin Sasaki fight is next, so your timing is perfect. Who's advertising outside my house? Like I've worked with so many girls and had very good relationships with my co-teachers, and we still obviously say hello and wish each other Merry Christmas, and I get invited to their weddings and everything else. But it's very seldom that anything outside of school happens, right? A little bit, but not much. Even when I lived in Vancouver, I played volleyball, and my roommate, me, and then mostly everybody on our team was Asian. Some from Hong Kong, some from China. We had a kid from the Philippines, so we had a mix, and we would do like team things together. But even then, volleyball, outside of volleyball, you never heard from them. Uh, you're very separate. Out of all of them, I'd only met one guy's mother. I never met anybody else's parents. So, yeah, maybe if you speak the language, you'll be able to get in a little more. But even then, you're still always the foreigner. Yeah, they are more focused on family and their own interests, right? That's why they're successful when they go abroad. Asian community sticks together. They benefit each other. Family oriented. They're not worrying about what's going on. All the Asians living in California now, they're not too worried about fucking deported fucking immigrants, right? They're more concerned about continuing to fucking make money and do their businesses and do what they're doing. They're focused on their goals and their objectives. They're not worried on these other fucking secondary situations, which doesn't really have anything to do with them. For the most part, obviously not everybody's the same, but for the most part, I don't want Asians to think I'm coming here hating. I'm not hating. I live in Taiwan. I'm going to my friend's birthday party on Saturday. We all live in Asia. We've all lived in Asia for a long time. In this birthday party, there probably won't be any Taiwanese people, except, of course, the owner of the bar restaurant and the servers. Everybody else at our table is probably going to be foreigners, majority South African whites. I don't even know if there will be any South African blacks at the birthday, right? So we do it too, right? So it's similar. They sound cold and vain. I don't know if it's that. I think they're just shy a lot of times, and shy of what they're not familiar with or comfortable with. Like, we have obviously lots of guys that have girlfriends, and then you have certain girlfriends that blend very well. They will talk to everybody. They're very social. You can bring them to a party. You don't need to babysit them. But it's the same in North America. You get girls that are like that too. But a lot of the girls are very shy, and literally they got to be with their boyfriend constantly. They can't just mingle. Meanwhile, if I go to a party that's all Taiwanese people, uh, even though I don't speak the same language, I don't need my girlfriend to hold my hand the whole time. I can still mingle. I'll walk around. People will gravitate to me because they want to speak English, right? The people who do speak English, they want to show off. So they will come and spark conversations with me just so they can use their English and show me how, worldly they are. But I guess you could say that's also individuals. Some people just don't blend as well as others. I heard Japanese people are very polite when you visit, but when you're living there, they don't see you as their own or a fellow countryman, and they'll treat you as an outsider. Yeah, you're always an outsider, even if your wife is Japanese, right? In the family, you're always going to be the foreigner. So, right? And you are, because you're not Japanese. That's why when people talk about North American, Europe, and immigrants coming in, it's kind of fucking hypocritical, because the majority of countries these people come from are not fucking multicultural. Taiwan, 90%, 95% are Taiwanese people. Japan, 95% are fucking Japanese. Korea, 95% are Korean. China, 90% are Chinese. This is the same through everywhere. Africa, the majority of people in most African countries are black Africans, right? Even in South Africa, I think they are 7 to 11%. Obviously, the percentage used to be higher than it is now, but it's less now. So even in the country that really has a strong foreign, even though they're not foreigners, they're African too, 400 years. But even then, they still are a small minority. What are the most welcoming countries you've been to? Filipino were very friendly. Uh, of course, when I went to Germany, I knew people, so it was very friendly and nice. Even though Germans are not really like that. Actually, the Turkish people in Germany were more warm and friendly and welcoming than uh, than most Germans. The states, going to the states, it's always really pleasant because most Americans are really friendly and warm for the most part. Obviously, there's always jackasses everywhere. But even when I went to New York, which is a big city and people are busy, cold, doing their own thing, I still felt people I ran into at the on the streets, at the club, at the cafe. People were still friendly, easy to talk to. You know, some people are just easy to talk to, right? I felt Americans are always easy to talk to. Um, where else? I'm trying to think South Africa, but I don't think I socialized with enough South Africans to really know if they were friendly, or Mozambique. Malawi, people in Malawi were very friendly, but very poor. So then you just wonder if they're just trying to get money off of you. I also heard that they treat mixed Japanese people who grew up there are treated also treated as such. Yeah, to a point, right? Obviously, if you bring something positive to the country, they'll support you like crazy. Like the 140-pound Japanese fighter who's half black and Japanese, or the gymnastics girl, or tennis player, or golfers that are mixed, right? When they embrace you as Japanese, you fucking got a country behind you. Germany, that explains everything. Yeah. Well, the Germans, they're pretty much like that. I remember I was in Thailand and I just took a short walk because on a map it looked very close, but it ended up being a long fucking slodge. And I didn't have sandals or water or anything or money. I got to this beach, it was all Germans, and people are looking at me like I'm some wild animal that crawled out of the woods. The only person that was friendly was the Thai guy that worked there. The rest of them are looking at me like, what the fuck? Who's this fucking guy? What's he doing? I'm like, ah, nice to see you too. I'm like fucking dying, and you guys look at me like I'm scumbag. I mean, sure, I've been called a scumbag before, so it wouldn't be the first or last time, but it wasn't the response I was looking for. What's this show? Arrives on Disney. Let me guess. Gay and lesbian, transgendered fucking people. Ironheart. Oh, yes, I heard it's shit. I don't know why Disney just wants to ruin everything by making it fucking woke. Like, literally, it just makes things fucking uninteresting at all. Like, I might joke with John Boxing about having a white Black Panther, but in reality, if they make a white Black Panther, I'll fucking scratch my head and think, what the fuck, man? Is nothing sacred? Like, I grew up a fan of Black Panther and Cage, right? Black Marvel characters. I don't need fucking characters to be changed gender wise, race wise. Like, and people say, well, the comic books did that. Yeah, the comic books now are woke too. So of course they're doing that because fucking the people doing it are fucking, you know, I won't say anything negative, but you know, they are what they are. What they're doing tells you everything about who they are. They're not the cool, nerdy kids that they used to be. Now they're gay, lesbian, transgendered, fucking, people that have a million fucking different ways to address themselves. 90s was the golden era of Disney movies. The Norman fight is now. Yes, the Norman fight is now. There you go. Brian Norman Jr., Jin Sasaki, Ota City General Gymnasium, Tokyo, Japan. It's funny, I'm watching this on ESPN, I think, but it's like ESPN Deporto. So it's like Spanish, and all the writing is fucking Spanish. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What am I looking at? This fight should be dynamite. I thought Norman looked great against Cuervis. This is the rumor I heard. Let me know if you guys heard the same thing, but I heard that Norman Devin Haney is next. And to be fair, I think that's a great fight. Brilliant. Stylistically, it's a really, really great style matchup. I don't know if it's a great style matchup for Devin Haney, but I think it's a great style matchup for fucking Norman. because Devin Haney is not a hard puncher. So I don't think he's going to do anything that really stops Norman. We saw Norman show tons of heart and tough chin versus Santillan, uh, who I think hits harder than Devin Haney. Devin Haney obviously potentially could outbox Norman, right? But in that case, potentially it could be another boring display. If he does it, that'd be a great performance, but obviously you're not going to win a lot of fans over by winning in that nature. But Norman is dangerous, so you might have to do that to win the fight. Bill and Norman Sr. agreed on it on the Boxing Voice. That's why everybody's talking about it. Oh, fucking Bill, man. That dude is fucking clout chasing everyone. All I know is I want to see fights. I don't care who, when, or where. I mean, I'd be happy Hitchens versus Norman. I'd be happy Hitchens versus Haney. I'd be happy Teo versus Haney. I'd be happy Teo versus Norman. Really, that's the fight that should happen. They're both top ranked fighters, right? I believe Norman Jr. tracks Haney down and stops him brutally. I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel the same way. I think Norman's feet are fast enough to cut off the ring and get to Devin Haney. He's young. He's younger than Devin Haney, right? Naturally, Devin Haney's a pretty big guy, but I don't think he's going to be naturally any bigger than Norman. They're probably going to be similar. Devin Haney might be a little taller and a little longer, maybe, and he might be actually a little wider. But for the most part, I don't think size is going to be an issue. But should be a fun fight if it gets done. Now we just got to see what Norman does today against Jin Sasaki. To be fair though, like I said, I wouldn't mind if Jin Sasaki wins to become the first Japanese welterweight champion in boxing history. But I said the same thing against Andy Cruz's opponent. Didn't have much faith in him, but as I said, I would be eager and happy to see a guy put himself in line for a world title. As I said, I would love there to be a shitload of Japanese world champions because I know John would fucking lose his wig. And that's mostly why I'm doing it, because I just think it'd be hilarious. Just like I think it's great right now that Ring Magazine only has one foundational black fighter in the top 10. When did this foundational black thing become a fucking talking point? Foundational. What does that mean? That you've been here 400 years? So then I guess white South Africans should be considered foundational white South Africans or foundational Africans, right? Because I mean, we don't need to use race, even though, of course, foundational Black Americans, FBAs. So South Africans are FWSAs. Mouse123, what's up, my brother? So I take it you're picking Jin Sasaki with the win. Let's go. I would like nothing more than to see Jin Sasaki upset the apple cart. But I don't know stylistically if he can do it. His defense is a little too weak. But let me know what you think. It seems like Sasaki has decent chance from his highlights. I believe, he's a hard puncher and an aggressive fighter. And to be fair, physically he's bigger than Santillan, right? And Norman got hit a lot by Santillan. What Shobi saying?
And that's the sickness, Justin. That right there is the sickness. That's the sickness. That's the sickness. I'm just saying how I went with my brothers, when I stopped saying. That's all I'm saying. Now when I see a brother with his underwear.
Oh my God. You guys talking about how dudes dress. Who fucking cares, man? Let a brother dress the way a brother wants to fucking dress. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but fucking if you want to pull your underwear out of your pants, whatever. Why do I give a shit? Fucking this is the problem with many of these channels. The fucking weird fucking things they talk about. It's gay. What do you mean gay? I haven't seen any gay people fucking wear their pants like fucking the brothers wear their pants with their underwear pulled up and their pants hanging low. Literally, I haven't seen any gay dudes do that ever. Clowns are sneaking up to 147 now that Boots is gone. Well, that's true. That's true. There's some vacant titles right now at 147 pounds. So Devin Haney, don't be surprised if he fights some vacant guy for a world title. Like let's look right now. What's those rankings? Let me just go to that other boxing thing. Where is it? Where are you, boxer? Not there, not there. OnlyFans. How did that get on my phone? Who put that there? I would never look at something like that. Ever. Boxing Source, boxing rankings. Boxing Source, boxing rankings. Is it Boxing Source or Boxing Scene? There you go. What am I even thinking about? So right now, 147, what are the rankings in this division? Lewis Crocker and Paddy Donovan for the IBF title. Because we know the IBF, they represent shit. That's what they represent. Lewis fucking Crocker versus fucking Paddy Donovan. Now that's a world champion we must have. Then, of course, you got Rolly Romero, who is the regular WBA champion, meaning he will become fucking a two-way world champion now that Boots Ennis left. Rolly Romero is going to become a fucking WBA world champion. Again, WBA rankings, shit. Chisioff is the number one ranked opponent, right? He was the mandatory for Boots Ennis' title. He should be the guy that is elevated. Devin Haney is number 2. Ryan Garcia is number 3. Mario Barros, Devin Haney is number 1. Sissoko is number 2. Sissoko fucking was number 1 and somehow got demoted because we know the WBC is in the bag. Alex Rocha is number 1. Jin Sasaki is number 2 with the WBO. And obviously Norman is fighting Jin Sasaki now. So we will see what happens. So Jin Sasaki paid Norman for a title shot. Yes, he did. You think this fight is not going the distance? David, I think Sasaki is not going to last 6 rounds. But I hope he wins. I would love to see him win because I would love him to break fucking a historical record to be the first Japanese welterweight world champion, right? That would be excellent. And I'd rather see him than Lewis fucking Crocker hold the world title at 147 pounds. But nothing against Norman. I think Norman is one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. So I do expect he's going to win. And I expect he's going to win excitingly and score a fantastic knockout. And then it'll be interesting to see who he fights afterwards, right? Because right now, as I just read the rankings, if he gets a Devin Haney fight, that potentially is something worth talking about. But if he doesn't get a Devin Haney fight, who the fuck's he going to fight? Right? Literally, who's he going to fight that's going to fucking make anyone interested? Like, right now, under him, we could get an Alex Rocha fight. Alex Rocha, Brian Norman Jr., that's a good fight too. Exciting. So Jin Sasaki, Rocha. They might not be fights that make him a star, but those 2 fights will be super entertaining. So for him, as far as building his brand and building a fan base, exciting performances, brutal knockouts, that shit fucking is great for him. Under that, you got David Papat, who? Karen. Oh my God. Who wants Karen to get another world title fight? Not me. Ikao Isamin, Lewis Crocker, Rowan Polanco, the Dominican kid who looks really good, Rashidi fucking Ellis, Chisioff, Nicholas Flav, Josh Taylor, Santillan, Ricardo Rodriguez, Harlem Eubank, and Raul Curiel. Not a fucking name on that list that's going to fucking make anyone excited. Literally. But for those 2 vacant titles, you got a terrible fucking European crew in Crocker and Donovan. I mean, that fight might sell. That might be the biggest marketable fight actually at 147 in the UK. Lewis and Donovan, right? You probably could put big numbers up in the UK. Not that anybody wants to see that, but okay. And then, of course, Romero, Gisioff, Haney, Ryan Garcia, Stanionis, Raul Corral, Connor Ben. Easily, the WBA rankings are the best so far out of everyone that we looked at. And of course, Mario Barros is cherry picking a 46-year-old retired fighter, Manny Pacquiao. So fucking who's interested in that? Not fucking me. Garbage, garbage truck juice, as my friend says. IBFP. Sean, why are Jews such excellent lawyers? I don't think Jews are excellent lawyers. I think all kinds of people are excellent lawyers. I just think Jewish people, like Asians, their parents push a lot of emphasis into education. So there's a lot of Jewish lawyers. If you want to say what Jews are good at, it was money. But that was a religious reason because Catholics couldn't lend money. It went against the Bible. So then the only people that could do that were Jews who wrote the Bible. Interesting. So the people that wrote the Bible said Catholics couldn't control money, but the Jews could control money. The people that wrote the Bible. Interesting. But I don't hate the fact that people are stupid as fuck and allowed the Jewish people to take over and control money and commerce. That says more about the Jews being smart than everybody else being fucking stupid. Really. But as far as good lawyers, I mean, a shyster is a fucking shyster is a shyster. The only good lawyer is a dead lawyer, as the fucking expression goes. What's a great, beginning for 10,000 lawyers? Dumping them in the ocean. It's a good start, right? However that joke goes. Lawyers, again, this whole fucking language was created to separate normal people from people with power, so that the majority of people couldn't fucking do anything legal because they couldn't read the fucking language. So you need to then hire people that could read the language. So it's all a fucking big fucking con over normal people, right? Legal fucking jargon. Just speak fucking English. Straight and simple. Sean is lending Barry 10 chickens. Barry has to pay Sean back 1 cow at the end of the year. If Barry doesn't give Sean 1 cow, Sean's gonna fucking take over Barry's fucking plow horse. And then Barry's field is gonna fucking go to shit and Barry's family's gonna be fucked. Whatever, Here we go, people. The fight is on. The fight is now. And look, my timing was good. I said 7:15. I've been off by like 2 or 3 minutes. So at the end of the day, not too bad. I seen the last time I was in New York City, 2 back in April, baggy, but still can see the shape. Them girl style. Man, like, you talking boxing. What are you guys fucking focused on? Clothing. Everyone sees Showbiz. Showbiz literally got no fucking style at all. The dude's hair is fucking shit. The guy dresses like fucking... There's no style involved in the way this dude fucking carries himself. Not in his hair, not in his clothing. So him talking about other people's style, it kind of fucking cringe. Because it's like, really? Who picked you as a fucking stylist? Like, your style is terrible. Terrible. But I ain't judging. It's just an observation. It's not that you hate Showbiz. He's just so phony, right? He's just all about trying to market himself and make money doing what he's doing, which you can't hate on a brother getting paid. But you can still think what he's doing is cringe. You look at him compared to Ade Oladipo, right? Ade Oladipo, far moved over fucking Showbiz. Been doing it longer. Obviously a staple on BBC soccer, and obviously huge on DAZN boxing, and obviously other things as well. Does a show with fucking, Ariel, fucking Kulamani, and everybody else. So really, he's starting to kick ass as far as a sports pundit. Showbiz now is on DAZN, getting some interviews with his two black, two sugar, or sorry, black, two sugar, you know. But when you compare the two of them, one guy is a sideshow. One guy is a legitimate fucking media person. You can put him in anything. You could put literally Ade Oladipo into fucking Israel-Palestine conversation. And he'd be perfectly well doing an interview on the news live with the topic of that conversation. Whereas there's nothing about this dude you could take serious about anything, right? Yeah, a gimmick. Everything with him is a gimmick. And it's only as good when people are buying the gimmick. When people lose interest, then what do you fucking have to offer? Oladipo, what's his gimmick? He's got a green chair. The green chair. It's a gimmick, but it's far from a campy, fucking cheesy gimmick, right? Ade has more substance than Biz, way more. I still remember Ade and his buddy in the hallway of their building doing fucking YouTube videos for boxing, right? It's good to see him come far. And same with Showbiz. I mean, I might think he's cringe and overly sensitive with the dealings I've had to deal with him on his channel, where he's super fucking sensitive and can't take criticism, which many of these YouTubers are like that. Something Ade was never had an issue with. But many of these other guys, they're so fucking super sensitive. Super sensitive, man. Jin Sasaki, this is your moment to be a star. You could be walking in that fucking Junto Nakatani, Anui the Monster fucking level of fucking stardom in Japanese boxing if you win today. If you don't win, you're just going to be another Japanese contender that was overhyped and underskilled and got exposed at the highest level. And nothing against Japan. That happens to fucking boxers from America, Britain, Europe, Asia, fucking Mexico, South America. Happens to everybody. So it is what it is. The best example of that was every time an unknown Mexican went on a matchroom fight in the UK to fight a world champion, the world champion in the UK consistently got beat by the unknown Mexican fighter. Every single fucking time. The amount of Mexican fighters that became world champions by being cherry picks for fucking matchroom is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here we go. Norman. Biggest fight of your career, my brother. You better fucking show up, show out. This is your chance. Getting paid 7 figures, right? Lots of sexy Japanese girls at your beck and call. I hope you weren't Mike Tysoning, because you don't want to fucking go down that route. Boots left the division. Now the division is open for Norman to become the star that Boots never was, right? Not because he couldn't have been, but just because of circumstance. Now Boots need to go to 154 and try to become that star. Norman got 147 all to himself. Let's see if he can do it. I think he can. I wonder if Aram is there. Did he fly to Japan for this fight? After that last fight he flew to fucking, which was disappointing, Keyshawn Davis. First time Aram ever went to that fucking venue, and then Keyshawn fucking can't fight. That had to be terrible for him. Let's get it on. See, even fucking Norman's dad talks fucking too much. But still, in comparison, he's a much more fucking understated, quiet dude. Boots Ennis' dad, once in a while, will say something, but compared to the majority of these dudes, he's fucking easy to accept. But those other dudes, oh my God. Cringe, cringe, cringe. USA, USA. See, this is when Americans should be proud. Their brother representing in Asia, trying to fucking defend his title. Kid, that Austin's dad is worse. Yeah, I didn't even mention him, but he's fucking brutal too. That dude needs to shut up. He makes his kid look terrible. But all these dudes, man, they consistently make their kids look bad. Lopez, Haney, fucking Guerrero, Garcia, fucking Kid Austin. Like, just be like a Newey's father. Nobody even knows if he talks. The guy could be a mute. Lomachenko's dad. Nobody knows if he talks. He could be a mute. People don't care about the dads. They want to watch the sons, not the dads. Now the Japanese anthem. Should be good.
続きまして、日本国国歌君が代の吹奏です。
I like the Japanese anthem.
Todo listo ya. Todo listo para la batalla.
Let's get it on. Like Donkey Kong. All I know is when Sasaki was pushed, he folded. When Norman was pushed, he elevated. So that tells you a lot about fighters, right? And so that's my one reason why I'm super confident with Norman's performance. Not so confident with Jin Sasaki's performance, because I've seen him fold under pressure before. And to be fair, I don't know if the guy he folded against before was as good as Norman. We will see, because he's going to get a world title fight soon as well. I'm surprised he's not higher on the rankings. Where is he? How come he's not getting more love? Actually, he must be real inactive, because he's not even fucking ranked in the top 25 on BoxRec. And he was like a number one. Oh, there he is. So, number one for Gary Antoine Russell's WBA title. Andy Hiroka could be a 140-pound champion. Jin Sasaki could be the 147-pound champion. And that would be fucking fantastic, because maybe they could do a rematch for Hiroka to try to become a two-weight world champion by beating his brethren up at 147. But we will see. All I know is Norman dubbed Boots Ennis. $1.7 million you're offered to fight him. 1.7 million, and you fucking walked away from that. 23, 5'8.5", 147 pounds. 7-fight win streak. I think those banners in his corner are pretty cool. Even though when you think about it, it's kind of like something a domestic level fighter does, right? Getting like community support behind him. Let's go. A little bit of a reach advantage, 2 inches for Norman Jr. Jin Sasaki with the higher knockout percentage. Here we go, round 1. Fucking Jin, don't waste time throwing bombs. Oh, round 1. Temple shots. Yeah, I'm okay. That's why I said it's easy money for my man to come over to Japan, get paid career high. You're backing up, and you're a fucking power puncher coming forward. Backing up ain't gonna fucking make you look good. There you go. You gotta fucking come in. I told you, my man, inside 6. Are you even going to get out of 1 round, Jin? Put your hands up, right? Problem is, you got fucking terrible defense. And you rely on your power too much. You're off balance. Oh, a couple good lefts. That's it. See if you can fucking hit him with something that makes him think twice. But as I said, we've seen fucking Norman come through hard fights. Oh, Norman's got fast hands and power, man. In theory, he's a dangerous fighter. Yeah, well, Norman's an underrated fighter. Obviously, he had less than stellar performances, right? And needed that big fucking opportunity against Santillan. But now he's a champion. And we know what happens when dudes become champions. They say 15, 20% improvement. Round 1. Well, now you know what you're dealing with, Jin. Sasaki looks smaller for 147. Well, he got knocked out at 140, right? And I think he felt that he couldn't beat his countryman at 140, so he should go to 147. He should get leaner and move down to 140. It's probably better for him because when you look at his body, he don't look ripped or shredded. He looks pretty fucking, not soft, but yeah, by Hiroka. Asuma's in the comment section. Where have you been? I think both of those knockdowns were more off balance than literally hurt shots, but he fights off balance. All the welterweights he's fought look bigger than him.
Como dicen por ahí, el daño estará hecho ya en el primer asalto, luego de dos caídas por parte de Sasaki.
You represent your country, buddy. You gotta fucking do better than that. This is your opportunity. World title fight. What are you gonna do? You're gonna shit the bed or make your people proud. Like even losing, you can still make your people proud.
No le queda de otra hora que salir a eso, buscar también imponerse. Él tiene que imponer respeto, Mariana, porque si no tu rival te gana confianza.
Sí, y quizás él iba siendo más precavido, pero algo que es ajeno en él, y es ahí donde
Norman's checked left hook. Oh, right hand.
Y ahí lo vuelve a agarrar Norman Jr. con potencia y le movía las piernas al japonés.
Thank you, Stephen O, for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. As they say, the more the merrier. Like, you're not throwing enough, so now he's just teeing up on you. Like, you know, you gotta fucking keep your hands up, come in, hit that body, hit that head. This just shows you the difference behind guys like Kenshiro, Inui, Junto Nakatani, right? Dudes that are on different levels. That's it. Rip that body. Make Norman feel it. You got to make him think about it. You can't just have him feel too confident where he's going to walk through your shots and fucking tee up on you. Look at that. You don't even have your hands up on that shot. Like, dude. Reaching, off balance. Poor feet. He's fucking there for an uppercut. Let's just see if Norman fucking unloads an uppercut on him. That could be good night. Good night, Irene. See, in the shots he's landed at Norman don't even look like fucking Norman gives a shit. Not like it even fucking even caught his attention yet. Oh, good punches going, guys. Sasaki is domestic level. Well, if he loses this fight, inevitably that's what he's going to turn into. See, that punch is mostly off balance. Punch here. I don't think that hurt him. You just fucking get him moving. I say regional. You guys are too mean, regional. But that's why he's got those signs outside, right? That had all the signatures on it. That's what I was meaning. Those kind of look like regional. Because if you were like huge in Japan, you wouldn't fucking have that. Because whatever, 5,000 names on 2 pieces of paper. It's like, okay. And here we go, round 3. That's the one thing you notice. Norman hasn't even really used his jab yet. Andy Hiroka should be learning from this. Too big, too strong, too fast, too good. That's what I said. Oh, that was a nice left hand. Caught him on the chin. Dude, you got to get off the ropes. You stay there, you're just going to get fucking destroyed. Put your hands up. Don't stand there like an idiot. Oh, that body shot hurt. See, everything he throws is just fucking looping, hoping. Yeah, dude, put your defense up. Don't be an idiot. You're gonna get knocked out in the third round being a tool, acting like a tough guy. But you didn't win. You still got knocked out. Hit him now. You're inside. Sean the balls and the Sasaki guy. Haha, epic. Fuck, eh? Dude's literally getting his ass beat, and he's fucking like, ah, bring it. Yeah, don't worry. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing at a fucking calm, casual pace, and by 6th round, you're gonna be fucking laying on the floor. He does look tired. He's getting hit too much, throwing fucking crazy shots, missing fucking everything. Dude's just swinging wild now. See, they stopped that other fight so early, right? But like you look at this, and this guy could easily get stopped right now because he just looks done. That's why I said the other guy shouldn't have had the fight stopped. He was way fucking more game than this, and way more effective. Obviously losing, but more effective than Sasaki's been so far in 3 rounds. Facts, bro. Makes no sense. Yeah. Oh, it is what it is, eh? Dude, you can't get fucking missed by a right hand. Like, even your hand up and you still fucking get hit constantly. And meanwhile, Norman don't even look like he's got a fucking sweat going. But that's what I said. The fucking welterweight division is wide open. Like, who are those guys in this division that are real opponents? Maybe Barrios could give him a half decent fight for a while. Devin Haney. And then after that, who? After that, I already shot my load. Like, that's everybody. Fucking Barrios, maybe. Stanionis, would be a good opponent to see how Norman could deal with him compared to how Boots dealt with him, right? But outside of that, dude, what have you been training for? What have you been fucking preparing? You should have made sure his food was food poisoned or something if you're coming out looking like this. Well, right now he's easily the king at 147, which is why it's disappointed that he ducked Boots, because that was the fight to make. You got to keep your fucking guard higher and fucking punches shorter. Get in range where you fucking can put leverage on, but you still got your fucking guard up and your balance and you're not fucking reaching. There you go. That's a big left. Stop fucking reaching. Move your feet. Problem is, the dude's feet are terrible. Boots was unified. Not anymore. Norman, a big boy, he looked weight trained at weight ins some, but he sure rehydrated well. Yeah, but look at him, man. He's ripped like fuck. So you can only imagine how much he was ripped at 147. Right? Boots moved up to 154. Did they strip him of one of his titles? No, he's moving up, dropping his belts. This looks like the end. The end is near.
Llegan a zona muy dañina del rostro de Sasaki. En cambio, de Sasaki llegan a
That's what I'm here for. Breaking news. Dirty South. Man,
peleas anteriores, ¿no? Hay que meterse en la línea de fuego. Norman Jr.
you're taking it too easy on it, Norman. Just loading up one punch. Put your fucking punches together.
Mira caliente, lo mete ahora Sasaki, pero no puede conectar. No se mete solito ahí. Brian Norman Jr. que sale rápido de.
Maybe Jin's trying to tire you out, let you throw your load, and then he's going to take over in the second half.
Sasaki quiere conectar las manos de poder que cambie el rumbo de la pelea, pero se ve complicado, se ve difícil. Visitó la luna en 2 ocasiones en el primer asalto.
Easy work.
Norman le da carrete a Sasaki porque sabe que no más de 15-20 segundos para cometer algún error grave Sasaki y él podrá aprovechar para conectar duro.
At least he's landing a few punches, making Norman work for it a little bit. But look at his balance. Push back easy. His trainers should totally be fired. What kind of training are they doing? How they prepare this guy to fucking fight? Sasaki got to keep coming. Get that lactic acid in those muscles. Well, yeah. If you look at Sasaki and you look at Norman, Sasaki obviously looks like his muscles were able to fight through it longer than Norman. All that muscle, he's going to feel it probably more than Sasaki, who's kind of like a Mexican, right? You know, in shape fat. You got like that soft muscle. You could just keep throwing those punches all day. The question is, could he handle the punches? You guys see that new truck from Amazon? It's like a fucking Lego truck. Literally, you could take it apart, reconfigure it in your garage, and do all kinds of things. Turn it into a pickup, turn it into an SUV, turn it into a fucking Jeep. The concept is cool as fuck, man. But it's cheap, right? It's got like fucking wind up doors, no big screens, no electricity, very simple. But I think the fact that you could just train things up is kind of cool. You get your kids, you turn it into an SUV, you go to work, turn it into a pickup. Oh, that was inevitable, man. Inevitable. The dude got no fucking defense at all. What did I say? Inevitable. Well, that's the easiest fucking 7-figure payday of your career. Now you know why he chose to go to Japan to take on Jin Sasaki. Because it's big money, low risk. Brutal KO. But that's what he needs, man. You get knockouts like that, you're going to get real fucking play, right? That's just going to be ESPN. You get fucking, that thing's going to be on fucking TikTok. It's going to be everywhere. Look, why your hand down, motherfucker? Like, why your hands down? Like, literally, put your fucking hands up. That dude had his hands down way too much, fronting, acting like he fucking was going to take it. It's like, dude, man, you do that shit, this is what happens to you. You get laid the fuck out. Like I said, inside 6 rounds. You're welcome. You just got paid. Yeah, he waited for boots to get drained and outgrown. That's true. Norman has 2 spectacular finishes with this Giovanni. Brian Norman does seem like a good dude. His dad is the wild one. That's most of these dudes, right? Like fucking all of them. They look bad because of their dads who never shut the fuck up. Devin better stay away from B. Norman Jr. I like Norman. I said, I think Norman fucking knocks Devin Haney out. Knocks him out. Norman is one dimensional for the dream. Yeah, okay. And we saw that fucking left hand that just landed. Devin couldn't fucking deal with that left hand from Ryan Garcia, who's more one dimensional than fucking Brian Norman is. So that's the writing on the wall. But that's perfect. It's the perfect fucking way to end the fight, right? Perfecto. Like you couldn't ask for anything better. Norman Jr., Connor, Ben, what do you think? Oh, that fight ain't happening. Ben gonna fight Eubank, right? Like that's a big money fight. Norman, too dangerous, not marketable. It'll be interesting if he starts getting treated like Golovkin got treated at middleweight. Then what's John Boxing going to say? See, it's like the David Benavidez thing. All these dudes act like David Benavidez deserves these fights. But then when Golovkin was trying to get all those fights, these guys were all talking about, oh, no, duck him. You don't need to make that fight. Fuck that guy. He don't bring any money to the table. He's not a big draw. You don't need to fight him. Brian Norman's the same. Maybe he's too dangerous to give a big fight. I don't think Devin Haney's going to be chasing that fight now. No fucking way. Haney's going to gazelle around Norman. I don't think he could do that and last, though. Waldo, Haney gets stretched by Norman. Stretched. I think Norman would bear a few of the top guys at 154, maybe. They could fight in England. Would be another big paycheck for Brian. Sure. The only guys in the division I would pick to beat him are Virgil and Backram. At 154, he's not that big for 154, right? So now he fought a dude that easily could be 140 and is very limited. We said that from day one. Virgil obviously is tough. Boots would be tough. Backram would be tough. I think fucking Sebastian Funduro is tough. The dude's way longer, way taller, way more confident now than he was when he first fucking fought. See, Dad never shuts the fuck up. Dad, shut the fuck up, man. You dudes hurt your sons because you never shut the fuck up. Brian is just a cool kid, does what he's got to do, become a world champion, and his dad is trying to fucking make his name off of his son. Like all those dads. Your hands are down. Boom. Like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah.
En Japón no sé exactamente si es mandatorio, pero en toda Europa ya se unificó el criterio hace un montonazo de años. Si te noquean o pierdes por nocaut técnico, directo para el hospital.
Chuck, he was overrated, that guy. Laugh out loud, I think he's chinny enough for Norman. I think so. We saw him get knocked out already. I was surprised that he gave Virgil such a tough fight, but to be fair, Virgil was just coming back, right? After some real health issues. Lubin gave him a tough fight, but he's chinny too. Also not that great. Ramos, tall, big, hard puncher, could be dangerous, but not that active. Doesn't let his hands go very much. But for Norman, congratulations, my brother. That's the kind of win you need. A fucking statement win. Right? After that, no one's going to be fucking punking Norman saying, he don't look that dangerous. It's like, really? Really? I think there's a reason that Tio never fucking showed any interest in fighting him, even though the fight was easy to make. Easy to make. I wonder if Devin's dad's going to be pushing that fight now. I think he's going to much rather fight fucking Richard Hitchens. Richard Hitchens is not as dangerous as Norman. Good jab, good boxer, but not as dangerous. What do you make of Polanco and Norman? Oh, I'd love to see Polanco and Norman. It would be a way better fight than the one we just saw, for sure. Way better fights. Polanco, though, obviously inexperienced, doesn't have a very high level of opposition against him. Norman is definitely ducking boots, but Norman is king. Yeah, he definitely ducked boots, but he's king now. What's up, Wayne Evans? Salute. Yeah. I mean, this fight and obviously the fight before this, those were the fights to watch. Before that, the card was kind of slow, not the most exciting of matchups. But this, I said, knockout inside 6. What was my prediction? Let me see. Let me see. I don't think I predicted it on number, which is too bad. Because John says, if I say a split decision, it's because I don't think he's going to win by unanimous decision. No, I'm just trying to make more money in my prediction league, you dumb motherfucker. I didn't even fucking out myself. What's going on? I said 7th round. Shit. Says, how about Sasaki versus Pacquiao? What? What are you talking about? Like, why are you pushing Sasaki for anything? Sasaki just got knocked the fuck out. Fight's over, drunk Irishman. 4th, 5th round knockout. Beautiful left hand. Fucking laid Sasaki out cold. That dude was in dreamland. But it was predictable. Sasaki's got terrible defense. He's a fucking bomber who gets hit too much. He had his hands down way too much. Obviously Japan is sad because they were hoping to get their first welterweight world champion ever, but that's not the guy to push for it because he was already exposed by Hiroko. Here we go. He got knocked down, 4 times in that fight and then knocked the fuck out. But thanks everyone for jumping in. I need to take Lily for a walk. Right, Lily? Should we go for a walk? Go for a walk? Okay, we're going for a walk. He was drafted in the Hiroko fight, supposedly. Drained, you mean? Hi. Yes, who's a good girl? Yeah. The problem with him is he's got no fucking defense. And he didn't learn anything from the Hiroko fight because he's still got no fucking defense. Like, you could be a guy who would keep your head fucking straight down the pipe, but fucking keep your hands up, man. Keep your hands up, right, Lily? That's all. Put your hands up. You fucking got civ defense. Put your fucking hands up. Fight with a high guard. He's terrible. But thank you guys. I'm going to bust out. I got to walk the pup. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one. Have a good morning.